Why me? Why do I always get lumbered with this?
Well, right, sorry, we're live now, so let's just be professional, lads, because that's what we are on Ought to Know Better. Right, so yes, you are joining us for another episode, and it's myself, Jay, with podcast regulars Gilly, Carl, and Adam tonight. So, hello everyone, we're back.
All right.
Gilly's going to play us a little intro. Lovely. Enjoyed that. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, not so bad. Not so bad.
All right, mate.
I'm a bit flustered after having technical issues.
I believe it's episode 3 of our second season already.
Nah.
It is.
It's the second season. We've not been cancelled yet. That's the revelation.
I don't think YouTube watches enough or monitors enough to cancel us, really.
I'll get that sorted this season, boys.
Never know. I'm sure you will. Now that you've gone full Mad Adam again.
I'm not. I'm placid. I've told you, boys. I'm placid Adam this season. You're not going to see me get. You're not going to see me get stressed. I'm a changed man.
Oh, mate.
Are you still angry, Carl Casco?
I can be if you want. Depends on what stuff you put by me or whatever, you know.
I mean, even that was quite angry.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
We don't like you when you're not angry.
Oh, that's cold, man.
Sorry, mate. You set that one up. It was too easy.
Yeah, it was, to be fair.
Right, okay. Well, no more pissing about. Might as well go into thoughts on last night and see what everyone thought of the game. I'm going to go to you first, Carl, because you seem up for it.
Yeah, okay. I thought we were going to do predictions, but yeah, okay.
Didn't see that coming.
I didn't, that was a serious curveball. Not enough to make
predictions
me angry,
don't come first on the order that Adam sent me, and I'm just going off that because I didn't have time to do my own tonight. So
it's Adam's fault.
It's whenever any of you listen to anything I fucking say.
When it's convenient, mate.
Yeah, whenever it's convenient.
I mean, predictions anyway relate to the Everton game, and we're going to talk about last night first. So we'll do predictions next, then we'll have just a minute on the Everton game. Is that all right, Carl?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting quite aggy already, so
it's the aggy pod.
Go on, mate. Fire away.
Last night was fucking shocking performance, in my opinion. That first half was. I still think Costa's shot is still travelling. The lad that was stood next to me, he's a season ticket holder behind me as well, and he turned to me and he was like, I was nearly going to say maybe he's about to prove us wrong, and I was thinking the exact same thing, and then he blew him over the bar, and I was like, well, yeah, I'd hoodwink him at half time and just good luck. I thought Rodrigo was very, very poor last night. I didn't think he had a good game at all. I thought the tide changed as soon as the subs were made, and they ran out of steam around 60 minutes. I think it was their right back went on a marauding run down the wing, and I think it was Calvin came booting it behind Harrison at that stage and took your man out, which was great. Like, don't get me wrong, but after that, I don't know. It was weird. It was just very weird. I thought we should have beaten them quite comfortably with the team that we started with.
Yeah.
I felt that if we'd have got a goal early on, we probably could have. But the 2 or 3 misses in the first half were absolutely shocking. Like
it felt like one of those games, didn't it?
Yeah, and Calvin's header, like I don't know how he's not put that in the back of the net. Like,
I know. Yeah.
And it's set up lovely for him as well. And you kind of, we were all singing Yorkshire Pirlo, and then he fucking thinks it wide, like, and we were like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, like, second half, far, far, far better performance. I wouldn't say it was, anything that we're used to performance. But I think Yeah, Bamford did change the game when he came on. His running was phenomenal. Into the spaces that Rodrigo wasn't taking up in the first half, I thought he did make a difference, and you can see how important he is to the front line. Like, he's just an absolute workhorse at the moment. Like,
he is. And I said the same to Adam, and I said, didn't I, Adam, at one point? I said, like, at this level with these players, it shouldn't affect our ability to play the way we play by having a certain individual missing. It shouldn't be that different when somebody else steps in, but it is. Certain players are not in that team, and we're going to have a harder game. We won't play the way we normally play. If we're missing Calvin, we're terrible. If we're missing Bamford, we just don't seem to have any sort of energy in attack. There's
no penetration. There was no penetration last night of any substance, really. Like, let's keep it.
We don't need to know about the rest of your night, Carl.
Let's just keep it. Like, I was really hoping someone wouldn't just do that. Like,
I could see it coming.
I could as well. I won't be your face. But it's like, just the misses were astonishing in the first half. Bamford made a massive difference.
Will you please leave the misses out of this?
I'll let that one go, but there's no chance with all of us, is there?
Not a fucking cat's chance in hell, man. I'm going to go to Adam there next, because all I'm seeing to get is the piss ripped out of me, because I fancy ripping the piss out of someone else, and you're there. So what did you think of it, man?
I thought it was wank.
See, I didn't even ask a long question, and I get a one-word answer.
No, I thought let's not fuck about. For 80 minutes, it was absolute dog shit. There were just nothing really, were there? There were no. I can't. I saw a stat. I think we had 28 shots on goal the whole game, but I reckon we probably had about 5 on target. Like, I can't. There's just no there. Like, it was just shit. Players had chances. We all know we've got core players to that team, and there's fringe players and players that really need to prove themselves. Costa, Rodrigo, Roberts gets a lot of shit, and I don't think any of them really did enough to. I thought Firpo. Obviously we've all got high hopes for him, but I don't think he was particularly good. Llorente. He's a step above, obviously, but he's playing Crew. Like, he should be a step above. And again, I just don't think anybody stood out for 80 minutes. And I was saying to you boys afterwards when we had a pint, I said, if we're playing Crew, we had to bring on 3 important players in Ayling, Bamford, and Click just to win a game, and that just shows how far away we are from having that squad depth. I thought it was shit, and I came away. Obviously, it was a strange one because we come away, we have a pint, we've won 3-0, and you're like, yeah, brilliant, we won. But when you actually look at it, I don't think anybody should be happy with that performance, and I don't think any of us should be sitting here going, yeah, it was a good performance, or yeah, it was a good 10 minutes, because it was shit.
It felt a bit like we got out of jail, didn't it? And they just folded once we got the breakthrough.
Yeah, of course, and you say that, don't you? It's a cup game and it happens. The Reds drop, they get tired, and then you can get 2 or 3 in quick succession. But we should have put that game to bed. That game should have been put it to bed in first half, and then you rest Llorente and give Creswell minutes. You take Costa off and just tell him never to come back, and you give Somerville some minutes, and Rodrigo gets a full 90. But we couldn't do that because the players just did not turn up for 80 minutes. That is it, and I thought it was appalling, and. Yeah. But it's what it is, isn't it?
We're through. Right. We won't get away with that against Burnley.
Exactly.
You what, man?
Go on.
I said we won't get away with that against Burnley.
We won't get away with that against any other team. Any team in the Premier League. Maybe Brentford because they're bollocks, but
I agree with you though. We shouldn't have had to bring those players on to get the result. We should have been able to bring people on because we wanted to. And I feel like Somerville and Creswell probably missed out on appearances last night. Because we should have been home and dry by that point. You know what I mean? We should have been getting to sort of 60 minutes, seeing who needs minutes, who needs taking off, and putting a couple of young lads on and giving them a go. We couldn't do that because the team failed to perform for pretty much the entire game. Gilly, what do you think?
I do agree. If you think of our attacking capabilities, especially if you think of it, Everton, there was no Click. We had Harrison, but there was no Rafinha and there's no Bamford. So it's always going to feel a bit different. But when you've got a 27, 28 million pound man that's free in the box with the ball 7 yards out, unchallenged, and you don't end up scoring, that's where frustrations start creeping in. Because I said before we started, just in the warm up, to Adam was we can't expect him to just step into that role that Bamford plays, having played a completely different job or being on the bench, and just expect him to excel. When he had a run of games at the end of last season, he played well. But at the same time, I don't give a fuck. I absolutely do not give it how many he's played or what he's done. When he's on his own 7 yards out in the middle of goal, he's got to score. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. Just to echo what you guys were saying there, is the frustration for me was I wanted to see some of the younger lads and I wanted them to get an opportunity to play against proper men, proper players, not the under 23s. And that's probably the biggest frustration out of last night is that we didn't get that first goal early enough to really put the game to bed, because we could have done it in the first half quite easily with the chances and the possession and the shots that we had. We could quite easily have put it away and we didn't. That means that some of those younger lads have missed out on that opportunity, and we didn't get to see them. I think on balance, I said before the game that I'd take an easy 3-0, and I think that's what it was, but I still came out of it annoyed.
Yeah. I think we're all did.
Do you know what I feel really sorry for? Look, thinking about it and looking at what's happened in the club today. Charlie Creswell, he could have had his senior debut yesterday. If he's been let down by seniors, that he could have had his debut and signed his new contract today. We'd have all been buzzing. We'd have seen a good young player break through from the 23s, the philosophy Bielsa bringing people through. We'd have all been good. We'd have been like, buzzing. Like, we've got a new centre-back coming through. We wouldn't have been so asked about, the squad's thin, because we'd have seen these under-23 players progress, get some minutes in a competitive game, and then get the contract. It's almost like it would have been a perfect circle. But the senior players let the under-23s down last night. The players that played, other than, and I'm not going to, throw shade on Forshaw because he's been out for 2 years, but and obviously Jackie was class as well. But there were certain players that really, I think, let the youngsters down there last night, and we should have been talking about a young Leeds team showing potential, and we're not. We're talking about senior players playing like knobheads for 80 minutes and over relying on key players, and the other thing. Go on, Carl. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, no, carry on, Adam. Sorry.
No, and I was going to say, we there's so many people bitching about how thin our squad is. We get it. So if the players should be going all out to get games like that done. Imagine if that was you don't want games going to replays. I know that they're not as much anymore, but you don't want to run the risk of giving. Why are you giving yourselves, a full 90 minutes when you don't need to? Why not just put the game to bed? And players like Rodrigo and Roberts and Costa last night. Actually, no, that's unfair on Tyler. I thought he was all right, but Costa Costa and Rodrigo last night. You've got 90 minutes to prove yourself. You're full house. Fucking do it.
How many chances is Costa going to get?
I don't know.
He's had too many now at this stage.
I think so.
He should have buried that one last night low and hard. Instead, he tried putting his foot through it, and he absolutely ballooned it over the bar. It's like he doesn't seem to have any composure on the ball at the moment. Where he gets the ball and there's space in behind the guy he's challenging to take it. He's taken on, and he stops, and he plays it back. He's totally out of confidence at the moment.
He's got nothing.
In my opinion, he's got nothing. It's sad to see, because there is a good player there. He had a good half the season last year. First half of the season, he was pretty good. But it's just
he was.
It's like someone's just has had a word in his ear over the summer, going, "Look, mate, you're actually shit. I don't know what you're doing," and you're
on your last fucking legs here, pal.
And it's stuck in his head, and I can't see any way back for him, at all, really.
It looks like when he gets the ball, he's terrified of what's going to happen next. That he knows he's going to fuck up, and that's that's the fear that's gripping him at the moment.
But this is the point I tried to make last week, but I was a few beers deep when I started making it, and I got put on a tangent. Players like Costa, when their confidence is that low, he will be more aware that he's fucking up than we're aware, because we just see the end product. But he'll see a ball go past him perhaps and go, oh, fuck, I should have been there. I should have tracked back a little bit more. I should have sprinted. So I'm sure as a professional, I'm sure he's not deliberately playing like a wanker, but he's probably second guessing everything he's doing on that pitch.
Yeah.
Because you're right, boys, his confidence is just not there. And I don't know how Bielsa gets that back. I don't know how the coaching staff get that back, because mentally, I just don't think he's strong enough at the moment. And I think maybe he should be in the 23s as one of the overage players, and Somerville should be starting. Because we've got to do something, because we're, the longer he plays like this, the less value he's going to be for when we do actually go, do you know what, we need to fucking get rid of him. What we need, what we need is another Yorkshire team to get promoted this season, so we can get rid of some players that aren't quite good enough for us. And I mean that in the best possible way.
Well, if give him the old Apo Halme.
Or Mawet or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's what we need, because a team like Sheffield United, for example, if they come up, they'll need to strengthen. Have Costa, have him for 10 mil. Do you know what I mean? He's got Premiership experience, but the longer he plays like a dickhead, and the longer we get on his back, and the confidence drains, he's got no resale value. So we're fucked. We're left with him, and he'll leave on a free. Brilliant.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think you're right.
What I would say, I don't know if I'm having some technical issues. Can you hear me? Okay.
You're still a bit glitchy. And your videos
right, okay.
Jerky.
I'll sort it out in a second. But the one thing that I would say, if you can hear me all right, is Jackie Harrison is a sexy bastard.
Oh, of course 100%. He is. Of course he is.
He's a sexy bastard, yeah.
He's going to end up in Adam's cellar if he carries on.
Hey, how do you know he's not there already? That's why he's playing. That's why he's playing so well.
Doing laps.
You know what I mean? But actually, I've got Placid Adam, because I am the new and improved Adam. I have to make a public apology on that, because last season you boys were saying, Harrison at that price, we need to get him, and I said not too sure, and he's completely fucking blown me away, and for that I'm truly sorry. There you go.
That's what I like to hear.
See, Placid Adam.
Good lad. You have changed. You have changed.
I have changed.
Not sure I like this, Adam.
I better move us on a bit. I think just a quick word on the Everton game.
Sorry, just one last point on that last thing is one of the positives to take out of it. Just one of the positives to take out of it is the fact that Bielsa very clearly took it seriously. I didn't feel he did last season. That was a strong side.
Do you think it was because it was a full house?
Yes.
Did you see him kick the bottles? It was brilliant, and it was like a side foot tap. It wasn't like a proper "you bastard." He just walked over and he just give it a tap, like "ooh, you fucker," and he was just calm as you like when he walked back. You know what I mean?
Did anybody see the streaker, by the way?
I didn't see the streaker. I saw a guy who ran on. That guy that we saw getting taken away, I've seen on the replay. He jumped on the players when they were celebrating.
Apparently there was a woman who ran on and showed her tits.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, they said fit then.
It'd have been more interesting.
I didn't. Oh.
Yeah, you did.
Well,
but seriously, that guy that ran on, fuck off. I tell you what, that guy that ran on, waited 2 years to go to a game, and now he's got himself a life ban. I'm blown away. I mean, we all wanted to be there and jump on, lads, but Christ Almighty,
some people, huh?
It's a bit odd.
It's just bizarre.
Nonsense.
But yeah, I mean, just a quick word on the Everton game. I'll go to you first, Adam. You can carry on. I'm not going to say all about it because, as you boys know, I don't remember much of Saturday at all, really. So,
we do.
Do you want me to start off at predictions?
I mean, yeah, go on then. Go on.
Yeah.
So there weren't many points. In fact, overall, if you add all of our points together, we're still in minus figures.
No.
I was close.
Yeah. You were close. You got the 2 for Leeds right. But I got the number of goals in the game right, but I went for a Leeds win. So Adam went for a 1-1 draw, and therefore gets 3 points. And Rex went 2-11.
Of course he did.
And therefore ends up with -5 points.
So he deserves that.
So in the scum game, Rex and Becky were the only people to get points. And he's already thrown them away. So he went for the scum. And he's already ruined the fact that he backed the scum against Leeds. So that's exactly his just desserts. Everybody else went for a Leeds win against Everton. So 0 points. Wankers Wotton is Rex for this week.
Absolutely.
So does that mean am I on -2 now?
No, you.
No. Overall for the season, am I still on minus? I can't remember what I did for the scum game.
Why would you be on minus? No, you went Leeds.
Did I? Oh, okay.
You're all
if you go Leeds,
by the way.
If you go Leeds and I think it was the amount of applications I had open.
Leave the porn till later.
No, that's in another browser. I said different application.
Oh, okay,
no, it were if you go for a Leeds win and the opposition win, you don't get penalised. But if you go for an opposition win and Leeds win, then you do.
Right, you should never back against Leeds.
Exactly. And Rex just clearly never learned.
He hates Leeds, doesn't he? He's always backing against us.
Yeah. Don't know.
You can tell him that.
Well, I'll let him know.
He's probably already heard him say it there now.
Well, I'll just tweet it. He won't know.
Our friend Rex is now banned forever. So.
It's a sad day.
Rex gonna Rex. So, I mean, what did you lads think about the game then? I mean, I can't remember any of it apart from Rafinha's goal, weirdly. I just remember the finish. That's all I've got. But, after the scum performance, I mean, you guys know I were worried. I were thinking, fucking hell, this is bad, this. And I remember that I thought, you know what, I'm quite impressed with that. We showed some fight and, we didn't fold. That's all I've got though, so I'm relying on you guys to sort of take it from there.
Yeah,
yeah. Go on,
you there, Gilly?
No, fine. Yes, you. Crack on.
I did.
Sorry, I weren't listening. I thought we were all right. I thought after it was a good reaction after the scum game. Don't think the referee helped matters. I thought the referee was pretty poor, in all honesty. The penalty, if that's on Bamford, I'm screaming for a penalty because it's just stupid. It's clumsy, but it's soft. But you can't give, when you've got VAR, you can't fuck about. You can't leave things to chance like that. But then I don't think VAR was used appropriately in that match. I think at the end, that Yerry Mina is horrible. I hate him. He was an absolute dickhead the whole game, and Bamford gave as good as he got, which is brilliant. It's good to see angry Bamford.
Love it.
But yeah, I just thought, I thought it was all right. I can't really fault it. I actually thought Ayling were pretty poor. I thought we didn't really offer much overlapping, but other than that, all right. Not to get excited about.
What are you saying, Gilly?
Well, no, I think we covered a lot of it in the BNC, and I think one of the things I said about Ayling was you're playing him as that third centre back because they were playing 2 up top. You do lose a lot of what is great about Ayling because his progressive yards and his willingness and his desire to get forward is really what we want to see in him and what he does really well. So you're always going to lose a bit of that. And that formation, it would be great to see Calvin back in. It was clear that he needed a few more minutes in his legs, but it was great to see him back in. I didn't think they were any good. I think that we were masters of our own downfall for a lot of things. We had a lot of the ball and didn't make it tell enough. They played very, very direct. So if you think of them last season and they tried to compete, they tried to have the ball. Ancelotti wanted them to play football. Well, Benitez is not the same manager. That's not his style. That's not what he wants. He wants them to get the ball and get it forward quickly. Conversely to many of you, maybe, I felt that Cooper marshaled DCL quite well through the game. I think, however, that we kind of missed a trick, and we did cover this on the B&C, in as much as Struijk's probably our best defender in the air, and Cooper's our most experienced defender. Llorente, but in English football, Cooper's probably our most experienced defender. So I think when you're looking at the players that you'd match them up against, it feels like we missed a trick, because what you had is you had one diving bastard against Struijk in Richarlison, who moaned and griped and whined his way through the entire game and spent most of his time on the floor. Every single time Struijk went to try and challenge him and use some of his strength, he went on the floor. Yeah. And more often than not, he was getting decisions. And you could see Struijk getting a bit frustrated with that. Whereas with Cooper, what you had was he was trying to match up with DCL's strength. And more often than not, he came off all right with that. And he might not have won the ball, but he competed enough to make it so that we picked up the second ball and that sort of thing. He might not have won all the challenges, fair enough. But equally, I'm talking him up as an experienced player. What he didn't show was that experience in that challenge that resulted in a penalty. However, I will still say, regardless of what had gone before, it's still a fucking dive, because the contact didn't put him on the floor, and therefore I'm still calling it a dive.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Gilly, man. I feel that they both had hold of each other, and as soon as Cooper let go at the same time as Dominic Calvert-Lewin just fell over. He just decided to throw himself.
Calvert-Lewin didn't let go. The problem was Cooper went like that. Calvert-Lewin still had hold of him when he went down.
Yeah, it's true, actually, yeah.
It's just, it only works like that, and therefore looked like he was doing something wrong, if that makes sense.
It only works one way.
Against Leeds?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Well, you knew as soon as he went to look at the monitor, you knew the penalty was coming. Yeah. That was it. Like, it was the dead cert once that happened. Like,
Well, that's naivety, isn't it? That's naivety from Cooper. But but then again, I don't think Struijk could have handled it any better. I don't think anybody can, because Calvert-Lewin's I thought he was wank for a couple of seasons, but you've got to say he's a top class striker, and he knows how to play them positions. He knows how to play to get them decisions, and he positioned himself in a place where he really, if it goes to VAR, as you just said, you know where it's going, because because Cooper's left the ref really no choice in the eyes of the law. It's just naive from Cooper.
I think if Cooper doesn't put his hands up, I think if Cooper doesn't do that, I think the ref doesn't even take any heed of it. I think Cooper kind of... I don't think so. I think if Cooper just goes like, "What are you doing on the fucking floor, you clown?" and then just carries on, I don't think anything happens there. I think
it's interesting to see what Jimmy thinks about that.
Yeah, it will. And do you know what? The other side to it is, and where I'd also like Jimmy's input. Now, bear in mind, he's normally a lot more calmer and measured than me. I was absolutely incensed at the fact that VAR didn't check the Mina and Bamford incident at the end of the game.
The one right at the end.
No, not the kick. So there were two things from Mina. So I am informed by somebody that was sat in the south stand that when Bamford lifted his shirt sleeve after that Mina thing, he had a big red stripe down his arm where he'd been caught. And then the other side to it was the headlock at the end of the game. Now, I can't remember if it was Phil or Graham or somebody, but they confirmed that VAR had actually looked at that. So as a crowd, we're going VAR. I mean, I didn't join in with that because I fucking hate it and I want to get rid of it anyway. But at the same time, it's gone against us. So you think, well, actually, it's going to go in our favour now because here's something that it's actually going to be useful for us for. So let's have some use out of it. And then I looked at it and said, actually, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's just bullshit. If you're giving one, and this is the frustration, if you're giving one, you got to get the other.
It's the same tackle.
No
like,
consistency still.
Yeah. It is 100% the same kind of tackle. It's the same kind of offence. So why not give it to us like they give it to them? That's
the worst thing is, it's the same kind of contact by the defensive player, but the offensive player was involved in the altercation for DCL Cooper, but the offensive player in Bamford wasn't involved in any altercation at all. He was just fouled. He didn't have hold of a shirt. He wasn't putting himself about. He had eye on the ball and he was going for that, and then he was pulled back and pushed to the floor. And so that's why I said that's even worse, is because actually Bamford didn't initiate the coming together like DCL did, and actually did nothing at all. He was just going for the ball. So they can get him binned, the bastards.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out to our regular viewer, Derek.
Hey up, Del Boy.
I just want to let him know that none of us know the answer to that question. So, right. So I'm going to take us on to the poll, and after that, it's a bloody close one. This. Have you guys seen the result?
I have looked.
It's
at it.
51. It's 51-49.
Fucking Brexit.
Really? You know, 52% to 48% is the closest it's ever been before that.
Oh, right. No. Okay. No, I would never have known that. I don't retain that kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. You know that.
I know. We
Use a
know.
spreadsheet of one.
So,
closest poll. There it is.
Spreadsheet of all poll results.
I'm only messing, Gilly, man.
We're not even joking, Gilly. Don't listen to me. Not messing. We love you, though. Don't worry. The poll that we put out, as we normally do, we decided to do it slightly differently today. And instead of giving you 4 options, we just went for a 2-option question because we thought, do you know what? It's a good question, and I'd like to know what other Leeds fans think. So, don't need 4 options.
I thought we were just going to think another 2 questions.
Well, do you know what, mate? I mean, I remember that time when you completely ignored the poll and decided to do something else. So I'll not hear anything from you about it.
Actually, no, just
you went back to the poll and you said that were a really good idea.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear from you.
Listen, can't speak.
Can't speak.
Anyway, so the question that we were asking was, would you take a decent cup run and finishing still in the Premier League, not going down, but bottom half somewhere, say even 17th, versus a shit cup run, but finishing sort of top half or something? And the winner was, with a mighty 51%, the decent cup run. That's what people would rather see. Yeah, finishing the bottom
I might have
half,
swung that to 50-50 if I'd have answered, because that's not where I'd have gone. I want the league position.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Do you actually?
But
so, I mean, we just said a cup run, but for me, I don't want to say a cup win. You know what I mean? I don't see the point.
I'm going to say, what's a cup run?
Well, cup run is getting into the latter stage, isn't it? Yeah.
So what's that? Quarterfinals? Fuck
that. Well, the majority disagree with Adam.
I think
I've said it before. I'll say it again. The majority are wrong.
Oh my god.
It don't take much, does it? It doesn't take much.
And they call me angry guy, but he's definitely mad at him. Like,
fuck this. We
right
stupid balls.
Taking on the world.
It's right there. It says in his name.
Yeah,
it does. It does.
Wait, let me change it.
I'd like if we're doing a cup run thing, I'd like a cup win, and maybe finish 16th, 17th. But we can then give 2s to whoever goes down below us because we've qualified for Europe.
Exactly, and they can all get fucked.
Yeah,
cup win, cup run,
cup win.
One. Who wants a cup?
Not a cup run. I'd fuck a cup run. Like, give me a cup win.
Whoever wrote the poll will sack them later.
Yeah.
What are you?
Smarty, Rick Gilly, I don't know.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Must be our social media manager himself.
So on a separate point, if anybody wants a social media job, give us a shout.
But we don't pay. It's not really a job.
Yeah, we'll pay you in love and kindness.
I mean, I'm not saying out about that.
Please do.
I would like a cup win. I don't think that a cup run is rewarding enough, because it's like any sort of good results you get on the way, any big wins, it's just a bit, were it really that important? Were it worth it? Unless it's scum. So I'd like to see a cup win, personally. And I don't care which cup it is. I'd love the FA Cup because it's more special, but I wouldn't be upset if we won the Coca-Cola Cup. I do feel like we've got unfinished business with that damn cup. So,
Fucking Villa.
So effectively, what we're all saying is that. So what we're saying is 51% of the people who voted that way are wrong because we don't want a cup run, we want a cup win. Yeah.
No, what we're saying is our social media manager worded the question badly.
No, actually, given what you've said now, I think there would be the potential of a third option is we either increase our league position and don't have a cup run, or we drop down the league a little bit and have a cup run, or you put us in danger of relegation gambling on a cup win with a thin squad. And what you're saying is you're happy to risk relegation just to get a fucking cup, and you're all mad.
Yeah, but the thing is, we would be staying up.
About would you finish 17th? That's what I said yesterday. I didn't say getting bloody in danger of relegation, Gilly.
Yeah. 17th, but not in danger.
Changing our responses.
How do you finish 17th and not in danger of relegation?
Because the bottom three are so shit that we're about 15 points ahead of them anyway.
Hey, come on, Brentford, Norwich and Watford aren't in that bad a position.
No, Newcastle in 18th there, 10 points off us. They'd be fine.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
I'm not gambling on the future of the club in the way that Ridgedale did, and as you lot are all happy to.
I'm not.
You just said you were. Eric's got it right. A cup run that could be a win, and only losing a few places in the Prem, rather than what you're saying is just fuck the Prem and risk relegation and just go for a cup win. You're crazy bastard.
I would never say fuck the Prem. I want to see us give us all in every game. What we were saying was, in theory, if that's where it finished, and we'd had a really good cup run, cup win, and we finished 17th, at the end of the season, would you say that were a good season? I would say, yeah.
So I'm going to give you the third option.
Get beat every week? Do I fuck Gilly? Because I'll end up in hospital or something because I can't go.
So I'm going to give you the third option, right? On the table is the FA Cup. We win the FA Cup this season, but we are in danger of relegation. What do you pick? A run and not in danger of relegation, or a win and danger of relegation?
And you mean like seeing us win it, but we don't know whether we're going to survive at that point?
Yeah.
I don't want it. I couldn't cope with that.
My arse would fall out.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
No.
So goalposts here, Gilly. You've upset me.
No, because we said a cup run, and you guys all said, no, we don't want a cup run, we want a cup win. Well, that's going to risk us more. There's got to be some jeopardy to it. No, you can't just go, do you know what? We're going to finish 11th and win the Coca-Cola Cup and the FA Cup and qualify for Champions League from 12th. You don't work like that.
I love that I've got everyone else calling it Coca-Cola Cup now.
Yeah, that can.
Can go rumble those little ones.
Sorry about that.
LDV vans.
No, not LDV vans. That's the trophy.
Yeah. FA Cup's wank anyway, innit? Let's be honest. The FA Cup's been shit ever since they started pissing around and playing all semi-finals at Wembley.
No. Do you know what fucked it?
Since the scum pulled out of it that year.
Yeah, they went round the world and played some 2-bob domestic international, whatever it was, Continental Cup.
They got smashed as well.
They did get smashed, didn't even win it, and it's been fucked ever since. And it's their fault.
They said that our most historic competition don't mean fuck all compared to some newly invented, made-up crap.
No surprise they were all over ESL, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a question. Who were the lucky losers? Do you remember there was a team that got knocked out but then had to take Scum's place? Who was it? Was it Crew?
I don't know.
I want to say QPR.
Nah. They'd have been in. Were they in Prem at the time? So they'd have just got. They'd have been in League One, wouldn't they? Could have been. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to go.
So while we're on the subject, then I asked stats. Did you guys see the stats recording?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Right, you're not allowed to answer then. So I gave him the names of the sponsors of the cup and left one out. So see if you can name it. So it was the Milk Cup, Littlewoods, Rumbelows, Coca-Cola, Worthington, Carlin, and Carabao. I've left one out.
I can't even remember, to be fair, so I want to give it away.
He did get it right. It took him a while. He named some of the ones that I'd already said. So I'll run through them again. You've got Milk Cup, Littlewoods, Rumbelows, Coca-Cola, Worthington, Carlin, and Carabao. There's one missing.
Littlewoods.
No, it said that.
I said that.
No,
Second one.
that.
I thought it was Littlewoods, but
Eon?
there's going to be some.
No,
they do.
No, that's a
they
scum
do FA
sponsor,
Cup.
isn't it?
Oh.
Oh,
By
no,
the way,
they do
look,
FA Cup. Yeah, you're right.
The lucky loser was Darlington, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be some
Not far-
shit brand.
It's not far from QPR, is it?
No need for that.
No?
That's going to piss me off.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. I can tell you.
Yeah, but I'd
No,
rather
don't
get
worry.
You can be pissed off. I'm quite happy with you being pissed off. That's okay. I don't mind that. It was Capital 1.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Capital 1 Cup.
Fucking Capital 1 Cup.
Manscaped Cup will be next.
That's great.
And that just goes to show why we don't want a cup run, because none of us can really remember football about.
And do you know what? If Manscaped want to sponsor us, we're happy to have conversations.
Yeah.
We certainly are.
And Moretti. If Moretti want to get in touch as well.
Oh, definitely.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
definitely.
Give me a shout.
Absolutely.
I'll happily drink your well dry for the sake of a bit of sponsorship.
I think they should bring back the Anglo-Italian Cup.
Ooh. Was that the Intertoto?
No, that was to get you into
That was
Europe.
a club one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Intertoto was a club one, but that was to get you into Europe. Anglo-Italian was Football League, wasn't it, versus Serie B.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Fuck the eye ties, but I think we should have the Home Nations Cup.
So glad.
Anyway, moving on.
I
was
nice. All right.
I mean, that was after you'd been talking about the sponsors there, Gilly. I was going to say it's a great segue if you play a little video. I mean, it's come on the back of a less sort of suitable comment now, but you know,
we're excited to announce a new partnership. 3 Retro is the retro football shop. 3 Retro was born from the love of the game, from historical nights on the Cold Terrace, and from the love of vintage shirts of a bygone era. Find the referral link and discount code in our social media accounts and in the comments and descriptions of How to Know Better podcast recordings for a 10% discount on the full range.
there we go.
I
have missed this, to be fair. I have missed this. You crazy bastards.
Yeah.
Right, so next game we've got is Burnley, I believe, which I couldn't get tickets for, so go balls. And I work in the shithole as well, so it's really annoying. But
Are there many fans over there?
I've not met one yet, and I work in Burnley, so you know. But no,
It's all scum fans, is it?
Basically, yeah. I think
London.
You know, I think Blackburn have got more fans there than Burnley have. But it's just I mean, Burnley Town Centre. You go there, you get to see some crackheads, a few pound chops. Lovely place. Can't recommend it enough. But yeah, no Burnley fans, just crack fans.
Oh man, I laid into Barnsley people last year and he's just decimated a fucking whole town, like, so that's okay.
I know, wait till I turn up for work tomorrow and get like paint stripper on my car or something. But yeah, that's who we've got next. And
Is that the Porsche or the BMW?
I've sold the X5. I know I've got an MX5 now. I've gone full hairdresser with me bleached hair and my X5.
I wasn't genuinely trying to get your car identified so that you could get brake fluid thrown over it, to be honest. I was just needling you.
It's all right, mate. If they're going to find me, they're going to find me.
It's no surprise to me that you've got an MX5 with hair like that.
There's no I can say that, is there?
Could you not find a Fiat 500? No.
They've got one at work, and it's got a wrap on it of all the brand name and everything, and that'd look great driving that around.
Just bring some hairdressing carrots with you just to hand out to people as you go along.
I always do, mate. Keep a set of scissors in boot. Listen, Derek. I'm consolidating to one vehicle because I've spent all my money on cars for too long. All right, just support me here. I've picked something that is great to drive and is very economical and cheap to run. So
they are good to drive. I'll
leave me alone. Leave me alone.
My stepmom's got an MX-5.
I don't care.
Well, just saying, that's the demographic of the vehicle, isn't it? Just
listen, when I'm
middle-aged women,
when I've got my top down and they can see me bleached hair blowing in wind, and I look like the gayest man in Yorkshire, I don't care. It's good to drive. Of course not, but I don't care. It's good to drive. It's brilliant.
So Burnley, anyway.
Ken dolls.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carl. So yeah, it's a game that we should be fully expecting to win. Shut up, and I'll be very disappointed with anything else there. What do you think, Gilly?
It's not going to be a nice game, is it? It never is against them. Do you know what?
Unless you're Man City.
Well, no, I mean us playing against them, but I do.
No, I know.
I do. We are going to miss this. Alioski last season was it was a thing to behold. So. Do you know? I never enjoy watching us play against Burnley. They're so dour and negative, and I can't even listen to him speak. It does me head in. It just everything about them. They're just a shit club with shit players that don't want to play football. They want to be negative, and they'll play a low block, and they'll try and hit us on the break. And yeah, it's one of those where. Anything other than 3 points is shit for a start, because they're going to be down there. Anything less than 3 points is shit. But I also want to see us win by 3 or 4, because if we score early, their entire game plan's gone. But the same was true of Crewe, and that's not what we did.
That is very true. But it's a different day, different game, and we'll have Bamford up front, and
and Raf and Click. So. Yeah. It's a different context, but still, yeah. I'm hoping for a good result, because I don't like them. I just don't like them.
They're just such a nothing club. They don't serve any purpose. It's like there can't be any joy in watching them, supporting them, and there's no joy in playing them. So, I mean, what do they do? What are they there for?
Well, you've already told us Burnley's a shithole already. Like
the football
it's not news,
already a shit situation.
It's not
I'm
news.
Not from here. Didn't they name a pub after them when they qualified for Europe?
You're joking, man.
The Daesh Inn or something. I was like, oh.
They did, didn't they? Didn't they get to drink free in it?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Fucking no mercy in the world at all, is there?
What are they going to do when he gets sacked or he takes them down? They're going to rename it or just going to carry on?
Sell it to Green King. That's what they do with most fucking pubs.
That is true. What are you saying, Carl?
I'm hoping it's very similar to the game we played against them last season, where we just made fools out of them, really. And then Alioski's little childish dig was quite good. The pub was on Channel 5's bill.
That's fantastic.
Hang on a minute.
More of that.
Hang on a minute. Is that Rex going and arresting Mez?
What? No.
That'll be funny, wouldn't it? Sorry, pal, but I've got to take you in. Just got to give you a tip to make it look proper.
Yeah. No, I'd very much like the same performance as last season. That we just dominated them. At no point in that game last year did I feel we'd lose. I just felt that was one of the games, like Calvin pinging that ball out to Jack. I mean,
oh yeah,
Jesus Christ! And then Rodrigo's touch for the first goal, and then his finish for the second. Like it was actually one of the most enjoyable games that I watched personally all last season. I thought it was just from start to finish. We did dominate them. Like now, I've no doubt that Stats will probably be in the group in a little while, going, well, we had less possession, and that's okay. But we won, so I'm okay with that. And
but what you're actually saying is that I'm talking shit because you really enjoyed watching us play against them.
I really thought it was one of the most enjoyable games that we played. It was easy to watch, and at no point did I feel we were going to lose. And that's there was quite a few games last year where we weren't afforded that luxury, and then this one came along, and I was like, may as well.
The timing of goals is important, though, isn't it? Because we scored just before after. I think most of the games goals, like big rods, came towards the end of the game, didn't they? But I think we scored just on a stroke of half time.
Clicky,
and that that's a big deal. So from that sort of perspective, I think that then allows us. They've got a very different team talk at that point, but so have we. So that I think scoring at the right time is an important aspect of that. I don't like them. Fuck them.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I like the fuckers or anything. I'm just saying it.
Are you a secret Burnley fan? Are you the one?
Are you fucking having a giraffe?
What shirt is he wearing, bruv? Thank you, whoever said that.
I think two of us tried to put that on at the same time.
Did yeah?
Twice. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Dad.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Good job from Cider Myth 1 there. Great show, lads, via Periscope. Thank you very much.
He knows.
Appreciate it.
So what do you reckon anyway, Adam? What do you think how's it going to look on Sunday for us? Because we'll be drunk doing B and C again anyway, so.
I'm just gonna agree with Derek there before Adam responds. Different class.
Yeah, look class. Absolutely.
We said after the game, didn't we, that he's got to get an England call up if he carries on the way he started by the end of the season.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll end up talking about it for another 10 minutes. So go on, Adam.
Yeah, I think you boys have said everything that we need to say on it. I think we play to our full capabilities. I think it'll be an ugly game from the Burnley side. I think they'll try and slow us down in midfield. You know what they're going to do. It's typical, stereotypical, shall I say, 4-4-2 English football, isn't it? They've got the manager sets the team out. They're going to be hard to break down. But I think personally, a fully fit, fully firing Click is the key to this game. The way that he's so integral to how we're going to have to break Burnley down, and that is because he goes into his positions and people play and move off what Click does, and his first touch brings players in. I think we'll beat him. I think we'll beat him comfortably. But I think it's going to. I think it'll be a bit like Crew in the sense that we're going to have to really work to break them down because they're very well organised, but. We'll break them down with a bit of class. Rafinha, Jackie Harrison, as Derek said, was next level. He's obviously, he's full of confidence, and Bamford looks fucking mean. So I think eventually we'll break them down. I think it'll be 2-3-0.
Yeah,
I reckon so.
Bamford looks a different beast this year, doesn't he?
He does.
Derek's got a young Leeds fan there to sort
out. See you a bit, Del Boy.
Next generation, Derek. Next generation, mate.
He does look a beast, and do you know what? He's added that bit of steel, hasn't he? I think there was always a little bit of an unfair thing that was levelled at him that he was a bit of a pretty boy, a bit of a nice boy. He doesn't have that this season. Towards the tail end of last season, before Rodrigo got that run in the side, he didn't have it then either, and I think that's probably off the back of the confidence of the way that playing last season actually gave him. He's putting himself in. 3 seasons ago, could you see him standing up against Jerry Mina at the weekend?
Oh, here he is.
No.
Hey up, Smart.
Social media mogul.
He might have gone straight. In previous seasons, he might have gone straight back into his shell. When a centre half would attempting to bully him, and he didn't have any of it at all. Marston Well just saying, can we take a minute to recognise once again how unselfish Patrick Bamford is? Absolutely, 100%.
Superb, mate. Yeah, great point. And
he worked his socks off as well when he came on for that last bit, as usual.
He did.
Do you know?
I think,
boys. Go on. Do you reckon, boys? Like the Bamford that we're seeing, obviously he's got a bit of steel behind him now, and he's fucking going for it. Do you think there's a disappointment of missing out on the Euros? And he's gone, right, I need to do something different. I need to challenge. Whereas, and this is about, and the point I'm going to get to is, Rodrigo missed out on the Euros, and he just looks like he's sulking. He doesn't look up for it. He doesn't know what he wants to do. His confidence is gone. Whereas Bamford is going, right, I've got to do something different. And do you think there's something in there? Do you think?
I think so. Yeah.
Do you think it's a?
We talked about
it. Do you think it's a British thing?
There's a steely determination in him this year.
There's something different with him, and he's got every right to be annoyed, and he's got a point to prove.
Yeah.
I think he'll better his goal tally from last year.
I do as well.
I think he will.
What do you end on in league? 17?
17,
I think.
Yeah. And
it's tough asking it.
I said unrealistic with the way he's playing. Like, you know, like he
should have got more than that last season, shouldn't he?
Yeah,
he had a few.
You know, you look at the Palace goal and the one against Leicester as well, and a couple of others that were marginal as well. That were just. I mean, that Palace one was just crazy stupid. So you know, he should have been up around 20 anyway. And we've seen that he scores goals in patches, and sometimes it'll dry up for 3, 4, whatever games, and then he'll get on a run and they'll come in a flurry, and that could have impacted that. So in actual fact, he could have really pushed on from there, and you know, that'd be a bit of a setback for him. We see that he scores goals in flurries like that, so that might have impacted him as well. I guess just a question. You mentioned standard English traditional 4-4-2. That means that we're going to go. That means that we're going to go 3 at the back again, doesn't it? If they've got 2 up top.
Yeah.
So from a position of that, the midfield getting on the ball is all the more key.
It's more critical.
Yeah. Marston World sent the penalties away, and only Kane outscored Bamford last season.
Somebody's phone going.
I'd love to know whose, because that's annoying.
Stop now. Okay. So for me, you know, if you think, I mean, Llorente comes back in. Personally, I think that Alien will just step back out to the right, and Llorente will come in. It'll be Llorente, Strike, and Cooper. Whether Firpo has done enough to secure that left back slot, or whether Dallas will have to go out there, is a different question. Although, having said that, I wouldn't think that it would be necessarily a bad thing for Dallas to step out there, on the basis that I think against the Burnley side, having Rodrigo and having that more attack-minded player behind Bamford isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's against your top 6 midfields that you know, that means that we're carry, you know, Click is put up on to then carry somebody that's not really got the approach of a midfielder, and that's where we need Dallas alongside Click. I think against your Burnleys, your Southamptons, your Watfords, your Brentford, you know, the shit teams, the dross in this league, that you know, it's against those sides that actually having Rodrigo behind Bamford probably is going to work in our favour more than anything else. He's a tidy player and he's good at what he's doing.
I can see where you're coming from with Dallas, but I don't see Bielsa changing it. I don't see him taking Firpo out. Not yet. I don't think he's had enough games for him to justify it. He doesn't tend to drop people easily, does he?
No, but he did take him off at the weekend.
He did, but played again last night.
He's increasing the time he's on the pitch now, because he only got like a half against Scum. He got a half and you know, maybe 10, 12 minutes last weekend. So he's opened the time that he's leaving him on for. So maybe
he is.
Maybe
but I didn't think he were matched up against the shit Alioski last night, and I didn't think he did all that well at that level.
No, but it's hard
just
to
a shit Alioski. I liked that.
That was a good chant, to be fair.
Come on now, Marston World. Don't be saying things like that. Jesus Christ.
Just for those on the audio-only podcast, just a comment from the audience there. Meslier to pick up an injury in Dallas in goal just to tick off every position. Randomly did it, why not?
Goal. Yeah,
what a guy.
Exactly.
What a guy.
What a man. You just don't make them like that anymore, do they?
who would, like, talking about Firpo, who would Burnley play on their right-hand side of midfield on their 4? I can't think, because they've got that
fucking clown
I ain't got
that went on with Alioski that time. What's his name?
McNeil.
Yeah.
So he's a you know, we know he's a dangerous player. So I'd say play Dallas
You
at
mean a
left back.
danger?
I mean, we can spot one of them a mile off, can't we, Jay?
Oh, we can, definitely.
I don't think it would be, would it? Would McNeil be on the other side?
I thought he'd be on left.
So if they've got so Wood still is Jay Rodriguez still there? Oh no, Vidra it'll be, wouldn't it? So Vidra and they'd be up front. But I think Josh, he is. Yeah, he's starting to City Square. I think it'll be Brownhill on right, so he'll be the one that matches up against Firpo because McNeil will be on left.
Oh, in that case, we'll play Firpo.
But, I mean, the strange thing about that is, it was McNeil that Alioski was doing the odd.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Alioski played at left back, so it might do. But I think Brownhill tends to play on their right, and McNeil tends to play on their left. But then Allison and Feeney swap over, so Dyche might be such a forward-thinking manager that he's going to swap his wingers for a little bit.
100%. He's got it in his locker.
Yeah, if you guys say so. So I think that probably takes us nicely on to predictions for the Burnley game, doesn't it? So I'm just going to fire in myself, and I'm just going to go 3-0 Leeds.
You'll get fired in, Jay.
That's it, mate. That's it. That's what I'm going for.
Fucking do it.
You go for it, mate. You stick to it.
Cheers, lads.
Go on then, Adam. I think Gasco's going to be pussy now, isn't he?
Well, he told me I wasn't allowed to do it anymore after the Scum
Luke
game.
did. I think we let you off lightly.
And nobody listens to Luke, so come on.
Go on, Adam.
Who is a podcast we all hope is feeling better from his current illness?
Absolutely, yeah.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
Love you. Yes. We love you, mate, even though you're a bit of a dick.
You're being kind.
I'm not allowed to say that word though anymore. Come on, just tell me off. And now this season.
Just give me a score. Come on.
I'm not going to say anymore. 2-0 Leeds.
God.
2-0 Leeds.
Yeah.
I've already written mine. It's 3-1. 3-1 Leeds.
What are you saying, Carl?
I'm saying leave me the fuck alone.
I'll get right
in. Pussy oil.
When we're watching the game on Sunday together, Carl, I'll be like, what do you reckon, mate? What do you reckon? And then I'm going to message the group and say, Carl said this.
What a rat bastard you are.
Right. So, Tony's also saying hello. He's actually saying hello from Germany. Just while we're speaking to Tony and just while we speak to everybody that's watching, just the first person to respond, fastest finger first, is going to get a prediction in. Let's have a fans prediction. So let's see who gets in first, and we'll have a prediction for the Burnley game, please, guys. Oh, Smarty, you don't count.
No, you're in the league anyway.
You're in the league. You don't count. So I've captured that. Yeah. He's just copying me anyway, isn't he?
Of course he is.
Everyone wants to be you, Gilly.
So if we just carry on and then we'll circle around back if we get a fans prediction, and if not, we'll put it out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Go wins.
Yeah. So that's us guys because Carl won't do it because he's a pussy. So we're on to the best part of any podcast in podcast land, and that is the hawk topic. Come on, the hawk topic. So Gilly, where are you going? Would you rather have Sean Dyche in charge of our club, or would you rather have the Hawk? You're actually having to think about this, aren't you?
No, I'm trying to think of a way that I can say how much I dislike him, his brand of football, the way he looks. But getting off the Hawk and looking at Dyche. Fuck off, Carl, dickhead. No, I am not going. So, do you know for the way that he's kept them in the league, he deserves a feather in his cap. I'm not taking that away from him because they're a shit club and a shit side, and it's a shit job that he's got, and he does it. But for a manager to stay there for what 6-7 seasons now, with a mindset of we're going to survive this season, every single season. I can see why the club keep him because it keeps them in the Premier League, and that's where the money is. And do you know what? If they go down, they probably won't come back up.
It's like Groundhog Day for him. He must wake up and wonder which year he's in.
Yeah, but do you know what? For him to just carry on doing that same job, nah, fuck that. I can't be having any of that. And the Hawk's taking us to the Champions League. The Hawk.
Well, there you go. One for the Hawk. What are you saying, Adam?
I hate the Hawk. I hate him. I despise him, and I hate this because it just winds me up every fucking time we do it. So no. I think Gilly said some really nice things about Sean Dyche there, all factual. The fact that he looks like Mez as well is a nice thing. Why do we do this? Why are we doing this every week, boys? Come on, the Hawks are dick. Like, we can't keep doing this. Please.
Why would you take away our identity, Adam? Why?
Oh, I don't know. I'll buy an MX-5 and get a new identity.
There's no for you, pal.
But
you're witness protection anyway.
No, that's not me.
All right. Okay.
I'm going to go with Daishi because I think
you wanker.
Ooh.
I am. I'm definitely going with him because if we were a struggling team, if you'd want, you look at back when we were struggling in Premiership.
Yeah, but we're not a struggling team.
Well, we might be one day when Bielsa leaves, when we're fucked, aren't we? Who would you rather have, the Hawk or fucking Dyche? At least Dyche should keep in division.
That's why I just gave it.
That's why we've asked the question.
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, but you're not taking this seriously, Gilly. You're not, you bastards.
He's taking this to the Champions League, and this would be his opportunity to show that he can.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't think of it like that. No, I'm still going Dyche. Fuck the Hawk.
Oh, yeah. Go on, Carl. What are you saying? Save us.
Born team, born manager, shite name for a pub, shite town. Yeah, I'm just saying the Hawk just pissed Adam off now this week and be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, so it's 2-1 currently. So all I can say basically is that the Hawk, Sean Dyche is basically just a Premier League Steve Evans. And the Hawk is a forward-thinking man. It was all about Champions League. So it's the Hawk. It's a win for the Hawk.
Excellent.
It's a win for football.
So last week,
I'm going to give you lines.
Benitez and the Hawk were 50-50 split. So the fact that Sean Dyche actually got any at all is actually quite a result for Sean Dyche.
It's a bit of a miracle, isn't it?
What are you laughing at, Adam?
I'll keep fighting for football. I'll keep fighting for football.
What do you mean? Benitez turned up and played.
I said Benitez last season.
I know.
Last week as well. Sorry,
I know you did, and he turned up and played Pulis ball.
It was LS14, Tony, and Guten Tag to you as you're in Germany.
Yeah, that goal. That was Burnley.
Yeah, that's fine. But Benitez turned up and played Pulis ball. Well, how are you going to pick that?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
This is where
at least there's a bit of structure to the Hawks.
Can't go back on that now. There was no structure, was there? It was proper fluid. Yeah. Stick 11 players on the pitch and hope for the fucking best.
At least he can count.
Basically, yeah. Like
that's what it's Junior Lewis.
Like our 10-year-olds play Football Manager.
So that is a win for the Hawk.
It is a win for the Hawk, and that pretty much brings us to the end of the podcast. So I believe we're going to have in off the VAR coming up soon, aren't we, Carl?
Yeah, Jimmy is getting lined up to sort it out.
Jimmy lined up.
Yeah.
Start season 2 of his famous sign-off compilation.
Absolutely.
See you, lads. What else have we got coming up? We've got the Burnley game, so we'll obviously have a B and C after that. I can't remember who's on that. It's you, dynamic duo, and we've got stats as well. I'm all at sea now because I've gone off script, so I don't know what's going on.
We've been in off the VAR coming. We've a stats pre-game. We've got the B and C with these guys after the game, and there are a couple of interviews to look out for that should be out in the next couple of weeks. So bit excited about some of these. So we've been doing a bit of work in the background. Smarty's been doing some fast talking along with Luke, I think. So watch his space for some interviews as well.
Good stuff. And I will just say, if you've ever seen the infamous episode of B&C that these two did previously, that was the longest episode of any podcast in podcast history, then you'll know that you're in for a treat this coming weekend. So make sure you tune in, watch the boys.
That's not the one when I connected in from Greek Street, is it?
No. That's the one you had to edit when we were doing.
Oh yes,
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Yeah.
Simon ended up on it for a while. Hey up, Simon. So yeah, that was fun. Tune in on
Simon
Sunday.
came on just after midnight, didn't he?
Yeah.
He left on Tuesday.
Yeah, but at least none of you fell asleep. All right, Mez.
That's true. Yeah. None of us fell asleep and missed the whole fucking pod. Like.
Well, that's also true.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was my birthday. Come on.
Just don't even turn up. Yeah,
we'll let you off on that one, mate. We'll let you off. Anyone got else to say, or are we good to go?
I'm good to go.